All right, we are back for another hot bet. Right now, we are 4-1 on the season. Great start to this segment. Hope you've been enjoying it. If you have been, make sure you are checking out Trophy Kids podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. You can get it on Apple, you can get it on Spotify. Heck, if you're on the moon, you can probably get it. So make sure you check that out. You'll get more content with me, more bets. We break down the boards every week. But we got to get something out to the people this week. We got to continue to stay hot. So we went into the kitchen looking for what we could cook up this week. We searched high and low and we said, you know what? Let's just free float a little bit. Let's just go out and see if we can find something on discount. And that's when I found a team that starts it up right up in the middle with the big old beefy boys on defense. This is a team that has really been getting going lately this season. Now, it started off not all roses and sunshines, you might say. This was a team that really started to struggle at the beginning of the year. And because of that, there were rumors that there could be a mutiny on the defense. But since then, this defense has quietly started to get going. I mean, they are really pressing teams right now. All right, they're fourth right now in pressure rate per dropback. That's pretty damn good. And on top of that, they are allowing the 9th fewest percentage of drives to end in a score. Also pretty nice. I mean, that's adding a little sweetness to this defense, if you get what I'm saying. And so with all that considered, and then you flip the side of the ball, and they've got this young, fun quarterback who's really come in and added an extra flavor to this team. Something that really gets to smoke the defense out, you know? And that's been a really fun revelation. And you've got one of the underrated wide receivers in the league, and I think he's a little salty about it, and he's been absolutely performing great. I mean, did you see the game last week where he absolutely snags a ball from a defender to get them the game winner? I mean, just fantastic. And so the more I started to look at this team, the more I started to really like that and really like the flavor they could bring to this game. Where you flip it on the other side, the team that they're playing is getting a ton of respect, and rightfully so. They played really well, and they've deserved that respect. Their record speaks on it. But to me, right now, they just seem to be missing something. They seem to be missing that extra little flavor that allows them to really pull away from teams. And that, to me, is a problem. Now, you might ask, why is that a problem? If they're still winning games, but they're just not winning in the fashion you'd like, why would that be a problem? Well, I'll tell you why it's a problem. Because the team they're playing has really started to come together. They've started to blend all that great seasoning and flavor that they've got going on that makes them a little bit more unique. They're right now flying under the radar because they haven't gotten off to the best start, and they bring a never-do-die energy. And so once you start to take all those things into effect, and you start to really rub it in, things really start to add up. And the more you rub all this in together, the more you start to really like this. So after all that massaging of the numbers, after all that pouring through all the data, storylines, looking for a discounted team, I thought, you know what? The motto on the show is slow and easy. Make sure that if you're giving something to the people, you've really thought it through. So I'm going to sit on this tonight. I'm going to let all the flavors and thoughts rolling around in my mind around this bet kind of really come together and chill over the night and see what we feel about it tomorrow. All right, so after thinking about it all night, and I mean sleeping on it, letting it rest, I decided to call up my co-host. He's a fan of this team that we're about to bet today, just to make sure I hadn't missed anything. And as we're chopping it up, we start talking about this quarterback and just how special his story is and how fun his story has been and just all the things this offense has been able to do since implementing him into the system. I mean, it's amazing what happens when you have a quarterback that has everybody believing they can win every game. I mean, it's enough to bring tears to your eyes. And so after I got done chopping it up with him, I felt like this thing was really starting to come together. I started to have a lot more confidence in the way this bet was starting to shape up. All the flavors mixing in. It was starting to feel like a hot bet. And so I thought, man, let me just give it a little bit more time to digest. Let me make sure that this thing is thoroughly cooked through and make sure this is a good bet to give to the people. All right, so after all this time, making sure we really look at every angle, making sure we take our time and cook this bet through, not leaving anything out, we have got ourselves something beautiful here. Bam. Now that is a good looking bet. Huh. Hot. Cue the music.